Hi, my name is Lucy Trueman. I am an organisational psychologist and the founder of Trueman Change. So welcome to Psychology Fridays, and today I want to talk to you about reinforcement sensitivity theory, which if you've seen my previous video on cats and cheese, it is the same theory, but we're going to apply it to a very specific context. So what is the theory? So the theory is that we have different kind of sensitivities to risk and reward. So some of us are hardwired to look for risk, some of us are hardwired to look for reward, some are looking for both, some are not particularly moved by either. And how does this play out in organisations? So the particular context I want to reflect on today is when you've got a corporate centre whose function is to keep the organisation safe, and then you've got other parts of the business that are sometimes referred to as frontline areas, where they are delivering services. Now, what I sometimes see is what you would want is a healthy tension here, because you would want your service delivery out there looking for reward, making the world a better place, changing how we operate, you know, kind of going out there and making a difference to communities. And then your corporate centre, you want to be making sure that you are not breaking any procurement rules, making sure that you've got the right finances and you know, so that's more about control and about managing risk. And both of those two are really, really important. But what I sometimes see play out is them come too far apart. And then they get into this sort of ping pong match where your corporate centre is like, well, you can't do that because you've not followed the process. And your frontline services or your regen programme is like, well, I've got the money, so I'm just going to do it anyway. And then your corporate centre is like, well, now we've got like a massive risk to the organisation. And there gets to be a complete breakdown between these two kind of mindsets. So what do you do when you're in that situation? So go and watch the cats and cheese video, because that frames some of this model in a fun way, in a fun language. So basically, you know, the research was done on mice. Are they more sensitive to the smell of cats, which is risk, or are they more sensitive to the smell of cheese, which is reward? So that sounds a little bit frivolous, but actually is a fun way to explore these issues in a non-aggressive way. So it's not you are too risk averse or you are too reckless. It's more about, okay, so if we were looking for cats, what would we think? If we were looking for cheese, what would we think? So some workshopping around that is important, but also bringing them back together. So coming up with processes that enable you to chase the cheese, but also mitigate against the cats. And things like co-production and workforce-driven approach to change, where you are getting people in a room together to really work on that together as a joint problem, rather than, well, that's your job or that's your job. That enables you to build those relationships, because you want that healthy tension. You want to be able to do both of those things very well. So get people together, talk about it as an issue, talk about the different ways in which you can bring the organisation closer together and more in alignment. If you'd like some help with that, then do give me a shout, because we've done a lot of work in this space of kind of getting that culture and that relationship right with the corporate centre.